Here we go into picks and bans once again, as game 2 is Envy's hope to tie up the series, but Cloud9 could have their second 2-0 victory so far in the North American LCS Summer Split. As the same bans are coming through, no Lysandra for Envy.
I think you last banned Cassio here. The bans for Envy last time were a Zero Rise Vladimir, and since Vladimir is a red side ban, you can pick up Cassio ban here, unless you're going to first pick it and you have it up your sleeves as well.
We'll see what that choice ends up being. The final ban is actually towards Impact's Shen. Well, if Ninja's willing to play Cassiopeia himself, and that's a nice thing to have, of course. They had done Karma earlier. Final ban is still Trundle, so the top lane ban's kind of staying a little bit similar here.
It's only Nidalee traded out for Shen when everything's all said and done.
Right. Okay, we'll see what it ends up being. What was the ban that Envy dropped? Oh no, Vladimir went over, right.
Vladimir went over, they picked up Shen.
So right, and the rest of the bans are the same.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense here. So
yeah,
Nidalee was a champion that C9 no longer had to ban here, and Shen was the ban added by Envy as a result. And now Nidalee is up, but so is that Cassiopeia.
And so is the Rek'Sai that Meteos had such a great performance on.
Right. And Karma, another early pickable champion.
Yeah,
so.
Since it's Bunny Fufu, and he hasn't played as much Karma, you don't really have to pick it that early on. I believe Bunny Fufu's played like 6 Bard, 2 Braum, and 1 Thresh.
Well, you can see as Rek'Sai comes through as the first pick, Nidalee on the table doesn't even matter. Proxton wants to play the more tank jungle style champion there. And now with Shen and Trundle both off the table, Impact will have to play something a little bit different for himself. He's done Maokai before. Other options, of course, as well, but for Fizz got some nerfs in 6.12 as well as the Fervor change, which is mostly a nerf for Fizz himself. It means he's got to either play Maokai or something like Gragas or something new. There's actually not a lot of things that Impact has played so far this split.
You see the discussion there. Both teams actually having former Korean coaches from the LCK.
Right.
With Miracle and Reaper both.
The question is, do they think Cassiopeia is contested or even that high of a value as a champion?
They picked it blind last time as well.
Semi-blind, I guess, with the Karma known as a possible pick. And either way, it is going to be the Aurelia. Jax would be up for Seraph if he wants to counter pick it there. Elise also for Meteos, so Nidalee left completely on the table. And new jungle coming out here on the red side as we have the Elise coming through. But again, it's Cloud9 hoping to counter pick their lanes. They don't need to pick a jungler here. They chose to hide everything else.
So they want to hide what other things they have. They see the top lane pick. You can counter that. You can pick a priority support for yourself. Take away something from Bunny Fufu. And I think that's the route that you want to go with. Hover onto the Hecarim, though. I mean, Hecarim has been making an emergence in pro play every here and there.
I guess if it's good against Aurelia, I don't know the matchup. That's going to be locked in, actually. So unless Ninja is doing his best Keen cosplay, Seraph will be playing Hecarim up in the top lane alongside a Braum in the bot. So 3 tanks here for Envy. He's got to get a lot of damage out of a lot of Ninja now. Yeah,
that top lane Hecarim, he's most likely going to take Ghost. People used to take Ignite, but Ghost is just so powerful now. The lower cooldown on it is incredibly good. The fact that it scales now in the movement speed allows him to get even more damage from his Warpath passive.
Right, so a lot of power here to be had.
And, I mean, this is the guy that brought out Renekton like 2 weeks ago. So Seraph is not afraid to explore these matchups, to try things, and if the Hecarim is something that he feels comfortable playing into the Aurelia, then I'm really interested to see how this goes up against Impact, the guy that he just said this is motivation to do better, and he wants to jump over him.
Okay, well, he's going to hope to do that right now on that Hecarim. Certainly he's got some hops there himself. Picks come through. Thresh and Ashe coming in, so Bunny Fufu playing one of his very, very best champions. Sneaking back on the utility, what he was heavily known for actually back in 2013, 2014.
The Ashe Zyra lane way back when they were incredibly innovative on Cloud9. Going back to it, back in the meta, and Bunny Fufu playing the Thresh. Nobody else is really touching this champion right now. He's played 1 game of Thresh, absolutely dominant against the CLG bottom lane. Kobe still talks about how awesome that game was in the bot lane to this day.
To this day. It was definitely very good. So now it's time for Envy to lock in the rest of their lineup. They have saved their AD carry, and we presume mid laner for last. Cloud9 did save their mid lane pick for last as well, so it's still going to be a counter pick on whatever Ninja chooses to play. Vlad knows he's got a Braum and he's against Ashe Thresh. Ooh, mid Ezreal going to be the lock-in here. Interesting, unless that was a miscommunication, which I doubt highly it would be. Mid Ezreal have not seen any of in several months here. Ninja going to bring in the Ezreal against a blind pick mid lane. Well, double mark spin, but it's a very physical, heavy damage team now. Even Hecarim will do some with his Trinity Force or Iceborne Gauntlet, but it's all physical.
Yeah, it's all physical damage here for this team. They don't really have a dedicated tank, though. At least goes kind of semi-tank, but not so much in the resistance path. You're mostly looking at a lot of HP with Rylai's and the likes. But the Ezreal, incredibly interested here, because he gets to take Exhaust in the mid lane if he wants, and he gets to go up against a Cassiopeia, have a little bit of a dominant laning phase for himself against most mid laners. I assume it's a Cassiopeia. It worked so well. Why change it? You have the engage.
I can't imagine it's a bad match.
You have a Lantern for her, too?
Yeah, so Cassiopeia is not as gankable by Rek'Sai as Ezreal. There's no supporting crowd control to really bring through in that mid laner, so Rek'Sai gets the knock-up, and then Jensen probably flashes away and stays alive, and maybe you get the repeat gank, but I feel like this Cassiopeia is going to be fairly untouched, to be completely honest here. We'll see if he's able to get anything done on this one, though. A good mix of damage. I expect to see a Frozen Heart very early out of impact, and after that happens, I feel like life will be hard. Gonna check Ninja's runes and masteries to make sure he's not doing anything too fancy. Looks like it's all attack damage, fervor of battle, etc. So, yeah, attack damage as you're going to be the build. No really big surprise there, but there was always that small chance he went into the AP one.
Yeah, I think he just was kind of tired of that matchup he had where he didn't really have an escape. He's like, I need something to get out. So, not going to be as easily ganked right now. Able to dodge Ash arrows a little bit easier with the basic ability. And now he'll be able to take that exhaust and use it up against Jensen, maybe even 1v1 him. We'll see. Cassiopeia is incredibly potent.
Yeah. And we'll see if he's able to do that. The coaches shake hands and walk off stage as they are ready to go and get themselves into Game 2 of this series. And if you want to weigh in, let us know who it's going to be to take this game here. Tweet at LoL Sports, hashtag NVWin, hashtag C9Win for which squad it's going to be. Cloud and looking to take over Envy in the standings and place above them at 5-2. But Envy could make this a win and have their 6th match here in the North American LCS. Well, they've got to get themselves into Game 2 at the very least, because Cloud9 with a dominant Game 1 win could close out the series over the newcomers in Team Envy. But if you want a Game 3, let's see those hashtag NV wins as we're into Game 2.
Vote heavily in favor of Cloud9 last game, to 84%. So Envy still kind of underdogs for a lot of the fans.
Sure. I mean, you got to figure Cloud9, one of the very most popular clubs here.
Rather
in NA.
established, yeah.
Yeah, came out to the scene, explosive, great personalities. Medios back in the lineup, I think, does a lot for their fans as well. He's definitely one of the most beloved players in that lineup. And the fact that he came back and was still a top performer.
Yeah,
I was honestly so concerned about Medios even being good at all. And he's actually one of the very best junglers still in North America, which, you know, I love to see. I like when players are successful.
Yeah, even without the awesome hair.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. The flash to land it all. He's going to stand. No, he doesn't quite shot it. But the ignite. Yeah, I mean, Summoner Heal has to come through. Sneaky survives it. Sadly, for Hakuho, he couldn't quite stand all the way in the Lantern. I guess Sneaky found the place to click.
Oh. Laud could have been kind of sneaky, too, and threw down his ward on the Lantern. I mean, that's that old trick.
Sure, yeah.
It doesn't work as well anymore. It's been kind of tweaked, but still. Honestly, nice escape there, but here's what happens after everything's all said and done. You got the heal, you blew both Flash and Ignite from Hakuho, but you made Bunny Fufu level Lantern first.
Right. And normally won't do that till level 3, so he's got no gank assist, and he's got
his
really
lane
no
presence
pressure.
Exactly. His lane presence is very low.
It even hurts the Gromp start a little bit, which normally you'd want a hook or a play to make that go a little bit better. Yep. We'll see if Envy goes for just a small Krug or both. Looks like they will go both, and Cloud9 will take a very slow road to taking down this Gromp.
Throw down Lantern for a little bit of a shield, I guess.
Might as well. It's something. As Lod takes both of the hits on that Krug, Sneaky will finally finish off the Gromp. He's about 4 seconds later. And we'll see if they miss any of the experience. That answer is a bit of a yes. Lod got full XP. Sneaky did actually as well. So they both hit level 2. None of them missed experience. Envy, though, got one more minion kill, so they're up 20 gold.
I mean, right now you could really just go aggressive if you're Envy. Bunny Fufu has Lantern, right?
Yeah, and Lod has QE, so if you land it, you're in.
Yeah, I thought he was going to just throw that Q at Bunny, but he threw it at Sneaky. Seraph, though,
Wow, really doing battle with Impact. But Impact getting the better of him right now as level 2 finally comes through. The difficulty, though, is that Hakuho is only level 2. And, ooh, nice lantern. Auto deck's going to land. They're going to get the stun. Not enough follow-through damage, but as I was saying, Hakuho without summoners means if he is caught out, he's perma-slowed by Ashe and dies.
Yeah. So, doesn't want to be aggressive here, but honestly, Meteos' path does put him on a course to come around to his bottom lane rather early on. So Proxen has to play to this bottom side. Meteos is also going to pass this before the Scuttle Crab dies and gets to that point. But, oh, wait.
He says, hey, Scuttle's missing.
What's up?
He took it down. So they know where the Rek'Sai is. It's to the left of him. Proxen says hello, gets Cocoon. A lot of damage coming through, but they're going to trade blows back and forth. Ninja's going to be first to arrive.
Ninja's there first.
Meteos running back in. Exhaust is on. He can just go down. Repels up. Thankfully for him, the Wolves are in there. But Proxen's going to look for a little bit more. Nowhere for Meteos to go. First blood comes through. Ninja gets a blue buff.
That was really well done by Proxen because he held on to his last auto there and said, Ninja, let's get you this blue and red. Let's have you dominate Jensen. Last game, complete opposite, where the gank came out early onto Ninja and put him way far behind.
Ninja with a lot of lane priority as well. He was there well before Jensen ever was.
Yeah. We was able to see him first with the Tremor Sense, and so he's able to play to his side. And then the Arcane Shift in level 3 gets him over that wall, so then he gets to put the exhaust down, the flash, and then the chase.
Turned around for some of that. He never even tried to fight Ninja. Didn't cast a single skill.
Yeah, because Hakuho ended up coming in from the backside, so he would have had to possibly blow his own flash after the Braum turn, so...
But, I mean, that's the thing, like,
it's back and forth.
Bunny could have shown up, he's closer. Jensen could have shown up, he was closer. Like, Cloud9 didn't collapse nearly as well as Envy. And, I mean, again, just, like, props to them. Proxen got Ninja to show up, but he got Hakuho to show up as well. And it's a multilingual team who is coordinating better than Cloud9.
Yeah, Hakuho is going to get there a little bit faster because of the Scuttle Crab.
I suppose that helps a bit.
Going to give him across a little bit more.
Door blocks the arrows.
It basically comes down to a game of seconds and half seconds at that point.
Sure. Nice double piercing light. A little bit of an attack, a nice volley there. The play in, and Lod injured. But this hook onto Hakuho means a lot of damage. Doesn't have the door to hold right now and takes a lot of punishment. Another nice piercing light across the bow. Sneaky low on HP. You can see plus 8 minions right now for Lod. And his Lantern start Thresh certainly hurting.
Yeah. I do think that Sneaky...
And they might just go Sneaky. He's going to jump away, forces the flash. Oh, that hook was sick, though. Onto Lod. Can they kill him? The answer is yes. He burns down. And now the battle into Hakuho. 200 HP left on him. Has flash. The flay is there. The heal, the movement speed. They've got to get away from that one. Hakuho survives, and now who shows up but Seraph to kill off Sneaky. Yes, he takes him out. 2-1 for Envy, a 1-1 in the bot lane.
Yeah, and a kill going over to Seraph, though, in the top lane on this Hecarim. That's going to tilt this matchup just a little bit. His Ghost, honestly, that's kind of a chump change cooldown right now. It's only 2 minutes. We're going to see Lod. I mean, they're just getting harassed here, back and forth. Sneaky doesn't have too much mana, but he already has the stacks of his passive. He's able to actually get 5. They engage, they throw it out, flashes, and then the hook onto Lod. The auto. Oh, the Thunderlord's there, too.
You know what's funny is the whole time Hakuho had 1 stack of Relic Shield that he barely almost got to use on time.
Yeah.
He actually missed an auto on a minion before the all-in happened. That actually would have saved the Lucian. And then a great teleport at the end, of course.
Yep. A little bit sooner. It's just that second sooner.
Yeah.
And the Ghost for the extra damage.
And Seraph was more injured than Impact was, so it was a slow, not a stun, which gave him that last auto attack. A little mechanics actually coming in importantly here.
Yeah. And honestly, Bunny Fufu with the Thunderlords actually came up huge there.
Sure. 30-something extra damage is definitely relevant in that case. A nice spear across, but
yeah,
not enough to kill Impact. Knew the E was down, was able to tower dive for a couple of seconds longer.
Yeah.
Proxen knows News is here.
It looked like he wanted to get the Fear through and then Devastating Charge back, but got him a little bit too short and just hit him off to the side.
Meteos does not know that he's spotted, but Seraph knows completely that Elise is hiding behind this turret right now.
Impact has stun too, so...
Well, there's the stun coming through. Seraph low on mana, but look at that. He just charges away. He knows to play defensively enough. Yeah, a lot of damage from Impact. He played that well. But, you know, Seraph wastes Meteos' time. They push on the wave. No teleport for either. Means he will lose some of these minions, but it's not going to be too bad for this Hecarim.
Yeah, they're going to continue to push in on that top side.
That's the right play.
And the question is, what does Proxen do with the knowledge that he knows where Meteos is? I don't think he's going to be able to accomplish anything at this moment.
Not take anything away. He would have the blue buff timer at this point. Everyone gets it now. Like, it's not up for him yet.
honestly, bot lane should be communicating with Proxen that the flashes are down, because he has flash on Burrow.
Yeah, that's like almost instant pop on Bunny Fufu, honestly. You can layer that CC pretty easily. There is really good ward coverage, though. You look at the amount of red dots in that bottom right side. There's one in Tribush, there's one in the river. There's actually no entrance.
Yeah.
Even the Scuttle's
I still think you can go through lane for that.
Okay, I feel
As
you.
long as Hakuho gets a Q, or even just walks up and gets Bunny Fufu or tag on him.
You just tunnel forward, flash on Burrow,
Yeah.
chain the CC. Okay, I see that. Yeah, you're right. I think they probably could have forced it.
There are ways to force it, but they're just not being aggressive with it. They're not taking that chance. And that's kind of Envy, right? Envy is a slow team that likes to kind of let their waves kind of mount up and get a little bit more advantage here, a little bit more advantage there, and bide their time. And speaking of that, this mid lane, Ninja has an advantage in it from that early kill. He used the double buffs, has 10 CS up right now over Jensen's Cassio.
Okay, another try.
And now he comes all the way around. He was not spotted here, I believe.
Waited out the ward. Nice flash on Burrow on a sneaky, but he gets the lander before the stun can land.
Oh, true shot.
See, it's not going to do enough to kill him.
But it is going to stop him.
All right, well, 5 seconds lost means maybe part of that wave. Still, Summoner's used up for that one. Sneaky just takes a lantern, gets away. It was close, certainly, but not quite enough done there, and Proxen was unable to get the kill. Impact once again in a battle with Seraph, and you can see that he has to kite away with defense style on. But now actually Impact get the kill. One more Q would take him down, but it's down for 6 more seconds. I don't know why Impact flashed.
Yeah, he had an E in like half a second.
That's not going to kill him, though. It's a rank 1 slow.
I know, he's trying to get the slowdown, and now Meteos comes up. Tower dive becomes rather easy, and
Ghost ulti and Seraph's out.
it's the way to get out, I guess. So
Yeah.
more damage on this top side, and a lot of focus here. Meteos knew Proxen was bottom, so
Well, yeah, with how bad that duo down there was going, you might as well focus the other side of the map. And Impact going to be one of the primary reasons that C9 wins, if they do, because everyone else behind in gold right now. As Vlad clears away the wave, and Sneaky just zoned out from all
we hit him.
gold. Q lands into the Unburrow. The Lantern's there, but he's going to get stunned first. No, he's not. He actually gets out. Burned Summoner heal for a bit of move speed and got to the Lantern just in time.
Bunny Fufu is in a great position and has a great instinct right now of when to throw those lanterns out, because even when they were in that bottom side, he was playing to the right side, and that's why Sneaky was the one they had to go on, right? When he came over this wall that's right there that we see, had to go on Sneaky, couldn't reach Bunny Fufu, and Bunny Fufu was just playing back, even though they didn't see Proxen come into the jungle on that side. So he's like, oh, they're playing a little bit differently. They're going to be aggressive here. I better get in a position where I can throw the lantern to Sneaky.
Okay, well, we're seeing the benefits of the various side lane pressure.
Oh,
Okay, Sneaky only died once, but he's down almost 30 CS, down a turret. Similar situation in the top lane.
and Rift Herald trying to be taken right now. Seraph's going to spot it, though.
No attempt yet, but this would honestly be really good for Clouding to have. They've got another 9 minutes to try to get that Rift Herald down. I think they should really try to get that on Impact as a primary objective for them. A significant focus for the squad.
I think that both teams would definitely benefit from it. So whoever gets it gets a large advantage in that top lane.
Yeah. Seraph needs to stay alive. Impact could just kill Seraph with it.
Yeah. But it's always very deadly when a Hecarim TPs into a fight with it fully charged, and
Right,
it just
he gets
gives it
that hit.
extra pop of magic damage.
Right, because the buff only works, in a sense, when you're alone. It charges when you're alone,
Yes.
but then you keep the charge. And so you, as long as you don't auto-attack anything, even if you're in a team fight, that first auto-attack will help.
Yep.
So yeah, Hecarim will have that burst if he makes the teleport play happen. In most cases. It depends if he was in combat before or not. As Jensen clears in the mid lane, gets a small bit of chip onto that little structure there. 108 minions apiece, and look at Jensen's build, very different now. He's no longer going for the tier into Morella and Omicron. He's not dealing with a healer. He's dealing with a physical damage heavy team and rushing the zone this time around. Into that tier, of course, but different second item. Good adaptation by him. I think it's the right choice.
They're camping this bush. There's 3 members in there. The hook comes out.
Ooh, narrow miss right there.
Just barely as well. Sneaky also had arrow. Maybe could have fished for that as well, but decides not to. Too close.
Yeah.
And this bottom lane is where this large advantage is for Envy. That 1 kill, but also this bottom lane being 30 CS up at the moment.
A lot of Mystic Shots landed right there by Ninja. Finally misses 1, but that's after 3 strikes come through, and that means enough poke was done that Envy have an uncontested Mountain Drake. There we go, they get it finally, but nice zoning by Ninja to keep any of C9 from showing up, playing for the ward control. Even though the Rift Scuttle was killed, they had the vision because of that. Nothing went through. Now, Envy failed to win game 1 even when they got the first 2 Drakes last time around, but This time they actually have a gold lead riding those Drakes, and it's going to feel a lot better for them.
Yeah, and they have to kind of stay ahead of the curve right now, and with the double AD carry, that's going to help them kill these turrets when they reach them, and that's what they need to do is start getting their lead even further ahead, because this team can stack armor with the Aurelia after one item in the Trinity Force. Impact, I mean, he loves playing tanks, right? So I would not be surprised to see a Warden's Mail come through, Thorn Mail eventually.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think he needs more than just Triforce for damage, honestly. And he is going Trinity Force, by the way. Standard, of course, for Aurelia. Everyone gets that one, but we'll see what his next option ends up being.
Yeah, Sun Go Bladed Rune King second.
Sure. I've seen Sterix as well. I've seen Frozen Mallet. All up to him.
We've seen everything at this point.
Aurelia's really built almost everything in the game at this point. I remember way back in the day before everyone thought Aurelia was good. This is like 2011 status. Atlanta, if you remember him from back in the day, was one of the innovators. It was Triforce and Q max. I think you'd actually build like a crit build. You just one-shot people because Q would do like 400 damage with a Trinity Force, and you would just reset on everything.
Yeah, you actually, in the mid lane Aurelia build, you would max Q first. And it would have an incredibly low cooldown, so even if you used it in a team fight when you were level 9, it's like, seriously, like a 3-second cooldown even if you just used it for hitting somebody and not killing him.
Oh, either way, we're going to move on to the other champions of this one, as Seraph is going Trinity Force on the
way behind, though.
And maxing Q, then maxing E, which is kind of the normal build. Seraph, by the way, did max E10 style first, and then the Equilibrium Strike second. We've actually seen Q max second as well. I believe Hooney's done that before.
Yeah.
So it's W, then E for the Aurelia this time around.
A little different for Impact.
Yeah, Jensen doing the standard E into Q. No big surprise there. The other question is if everyone maxes hook or play, and it is going to be the hook that ends for him. There are a few where you have options, right? And you actually might do different things out there. Those are the main ones.
Proxen goes with the competitive Rek'Sai, which is max Q, then max W.
Yeah.
Where if you're solo Q Rek'Sai, you'll max E second, just because you like damage.
Yeah. But the cooldown on when you can re-unburrow on someone for the knockup goes down with W rank, so...
But the cooldown on when you can take a tunnel goes down with E rank.
Interesting.
So it's a big trade-off.
Yeah. In addition, of course, to the E damage. W damage goes up as well, of course.
Yeah.
Just not as hard as E does. And we are into this one as Envy have made the rotation to the top side of the map. They are still sitting on this 1,300 gold lead, and now looking at knocking out a turret to jump that 2,000. C9, some resource in the bot lane, some in the mid as well, and we expect to see Sneaky and Bunny Fufu trade that bottom outer turret, so not really a huge gain by Envy.
Yeah, if Ninja stays alive, though, then it's a larger advantage for Envy. You see him playing to the side. Meteos has buff.
Depends on the turret damage, though, so we knew the outer turrets would trade top and
down.
bottom side. Yeah, and mid outer will go down, but that's being traded for top lane tier 2, which gold value is actually the same. They're 800 apiece, but this is a harder turret to kill. So Envy, generally speaking, got a more difficult turret. They can probably knock down mid outer another time and feel pretty good about that one.
Might even get Rift Herald right now from Sarah on the way out. Like that would honestly be like the ultimate prize here.
That would actually be really nice. No dragons to take right now, which means there's no mirrored objective for Cloud9 to get, and that means that yes, it will be a trade of 2 turrets apiece. Again, the gold being close to equal. A trade of 2 lanes of farm apiece, as Ezreal got some, as Ninja did that. But yes, an unanswered Rift Herald goes to Team Envy, and we think it'll go to Seraph, and it will.
So that'll give him a little bit of leeway in this matchup that hasn't been going too well for him. He's pretty far behind on the Trinity Force right now. He's down 600 gold behind Impact. And looking at how they actually started the game off, it's like he's still got his Doran shield hanging onto it, whereas Impact, he had that Corrupting Potion and Corrupting Potion as well. So that's where Seraph ended up sinking some of his gold. I'm like, where's he should actually be closer? It's like Seraph has both the shield and the Corrupting Potion, so sank a little more gold into that, and that's what's delaying his Trinity Force.
And 900 gold spent on those various pieces. And we'll see if that means anything more later on. Laud sadly dancing on a ward, giving a show to his opponents. Look how fast I can rotate. He's like a ballet dancer.
He has to know, right? I mean,
you know what's weird? It's like he holds his gun so far out. Like you have to put in so much force to turn yourself around. Like the what's the word I'm looking for? There's a physics term for like what it means when you have a bunch of mass outside. Kind of, I guess. But like
that's when like you have water in a bucket and you spin it around and The
Right.
water doesn't come out.
Well, that's a different thing, right? What I'm going for is like, you know when you ever watch figure skating and
No.
when they... Okay, I have some. I watch the Olympics occasionally. When you pull your arms in, you spin faster.
Yes.
Right? So basically, Lod has to
creating
put
drag?
in more... Well, no. I mean, like, literally, the amount of force, the angular momentum, I'm missing all the terms.
Centrifuge?
We're going to move on because Impact's fighting Sarah. But basically, Lod's arms are so far out, it takes him more effort to turn around than if you tuck them in.
We did it. We did it.
That's all I had to say in the first place. I tried to explain it.
We
was
did it!
miserable.
And he
Oh!
didn't.
3 points.
So, great story.
Continue.
I remember when Dom saw 2 arrows go by, and he was like, 2 field goals? That's 4 points. And then somebody was trying to defend him, and it's like, yeah, he means basketball.
Yeah.
It's like, technically true,
Yeah.
but not the field goal everybody talks about.
Usually not. Sports ball. What does it mean?
We can't talk about sports ball on broadcast.
I can.
It always
Spoiler alert,
gets
the
a
Cavs
trouble.
won.
Oh, who?
Spoiler from a week ago.
Poor staff. Anyway.
Yep. Well, Turret takes a poke from the minions. We get back into this one. The gold remains at plus 1,300 for Envy. But now they have the Rift Herald on Seraph, which will be nice for them to keep that top lane matchup afloat. Once again, looking at the exact same Drakes as the previous game, by the way. Mountain and a Cloud both times.
And the next is Ocean.
Okay, so none of the in-combat ones here.
No Infernal in this
Gonna
entire
land
game,
the
but there they
Hakuho.
go.
He's gonna go for a lot of damage here. Finally pops the ulti, but no one gets tagged by it. But now on Impact they go. This poor Aurelia has nothing to do. Seraph
Jensen
claims the kill and
He's
gonna
got
go
ulti, he's
right
got
into this
ulti.
one. Oh, a big stun on the Seraph. They take down the Hecarim. Crumbles down a 1-for-1.
Absolutely huge that Jensen got that ultimate off because Seraph had his, he was ready to throw it out, and that would have been in that gigantic cluster of Cloud9, and it would have separated them.
Yeah.
Oh, he hits Lod!
Oh, man, that's when you want to put it through the uprights. Lod goes down, a beautiful hook by Bunny. Sneaky helps out as well. What a nice pickoff.
Yeah, that arrow follow-up as well, and when that hit Lod, that's like, oh, well, I got him. You got the bite on the hook. You take that fish. And that's honestly Cloud9 making the best of a bad situation there. And they come out on top. The Dragon goes over to Envy. They all get inside of the pit. They all have ways to get over the wall. And then Bunny hooks Hakuho. Hakuho's ultimate, not the best. Doesn't hit anybody with the knockup, but it does seal off the entrance of the pit. They kill Impact before he can take the Lantern. And then Seraph, he's ready to go through. And the hook
Good
from
layering.
Bunny,
Yeah.
followed by the ultimate there from Jensen. So Bunny with the initial hook. Credit to him as well. Absolutely huge.
And then this is just insane.
Yeah, this is blind as well, I believe.
So this is lucky then
Yeah.
over anything, but still really nice.
yeah,
They say kill Lod, kill Lod, kill Lod. Okay.
yeah. I believe he was aiming for proxing because he thought he was going to kite backwards while doing the camp. And that's where it's like, oh, well, I got the one I really wanted, and that's when you go. At that point, Bunny is willing to sacrifice his life for the AD carry.
Sure.
No question.
Doesn't even die anyway.
Yeah, it would have been a worth trade, so definitely take that Q.
Well, the difference between skill and luck is the duration it lasts, and if Bunny Fupa lands more hooks like that, at a certain point, he's just that good at League of Legends.
It's kind of like the difference between aggression and stupidity.
Is if it works or not.
Exactly.
Not always true. Just if you're dictated by results. And Lod! Oh, actually, it was Ninja. Sorry, a different AD carry. But Lod gets a kill on Jensen, so I can still say his name.
Yeah.
Mid lane picked off. That, I believe, was a Hakuho pickoff. I was watching the arrow, not the other Freljord.
Yeah, Seraph comes just rushing through with the ultimate and
that's what it
flippity
was.
clops him in the face. And that's
That's
going to be 2 turrets.
Clippity clop, he got bopped, and uh-oh, Proxim's stun up, doesn't matter. Turret goes down. Envy, look at that. Taking some easy ones off a great pickoff onto Jensen's Cassiopeia. And look at this. Envy really trying to make it go to a game 3, and that seems likely.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the builds here because you're expecting a lot of armor to come through for the side of Cloud9. Well, Cassiopeia, really the only armor he's able to get is that Seeker's Arm Guard.
Oh,
yeah,
and he basically
boom, boom.
analyzed the retreat, too.
Yep. Ends up picking him off there. Jensen, no flash available either, so what didn't really have a way out of that. Cut off the retreat. And yeah, we have Seeker's Arm Guards here. You see Meteos kind of working towards Rylai's slash Zanya's, just picking up the Seekers for armor. And then Impact, the Sunfire Cape. It looks like it's going to be his second item, which
Okay.
one of the less defensive armor items.
Yeah.
It's more of that wave clear, stand in the wave and clear it out, as opposed to like a Warden's Mail, a Thorn Mail.
Yeah.
Even like a Dead Man's Plate, because it has a slow on it.
It is a little strange to me. I mean, it's probably at this stage a bit more stats than the Frozen Heart might give you, just because health is valuable when you're facing this much armor shred, thanks to the Black Cleaver, but...
Bunny Fufu's probably getting Frozen Heart. It's going to take him a long time, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still rather see Frozen Heart on Aurelia, honestly. CDR is a great stat on her. W uptime's a big deal. Right, the cooldown ticks as soon as you press W, so the uptime actually goes up substantially more than 20% when that happens. But it's the choice they're making, and I guess I'll have to respect it for now.
For now. When they lose, you get to criticize it, right?
Yeah.
If they win, you lose right all along.
Well, that's, I mean, survivorship bias is not... No, I know. Yeah, survivorship bias is a real thing, and you should not analyze things based on whether you won or lost.
Yep. Absolutely. That happens all the time with new builds. I mean, I won a game with top lane Sejuani. It's like, nope, it's probably not good.
Hey, Mr. Oink would disagree with you. That man makes Sejuani look good all the time.
Do you know, like, everybody, like, if I said, like, a random champion top, it would have been like, hey, this guy. Like, Braum top.
the Heimerdinger maker?
Oh, yeah, Heisendong.
I don't know all of them. I just know Mr. Oink because he was actually in my Evo for a while, so I actually played with him a few times.
So obviously,
he's not anymore. He's better than me. But
it doesn't work? Oh.
Okay. No. I'm still in the lower half of Diamond. Most people just pass me by over time. Every year, I'm in a lower and lower percentage of the League player base.
Everybody's getting better, you're getting worse?
Yeah, even you passed me eventually.
Oh.
Because when you first joined Riot,
I got worse.
I was like 2 divisions above you. Now you're 2 above me.
Yeah. Hold up. No?
Whoop.
Lod's just farming a side wave, so that's really what's going on here, I guess. Holding off for that, and they're going to send Impact to the bottom side. And they do this a lot with Lod. They put him on the side wave. He gets to pick up the farm, but he's the one that doesn't have teleport, and it leaves Envy in a position where they can actually be taken advantage of here. Whereas you can see Cloud9, they put their teleport user, pretty standard play off on the side.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out right now, because it's looking like Envy wants to get in on this one. He won't quite find a play as Cloud9 runs to get off to the side. Seraph stunned up for a little bit longer. Here comes the teleport in for Impact. Another arrow lands onto Proxen, buying some time. That's a kill off the Hakuho. And look at the chase coming in. Proxen will burn down. No, he will not. The volley gets him, though, and sneaking gets a slow and a ninja as well. Can he get any more? A little bit of slow, but it looks like a temp
Baron.
for Baron, yeah.
Yeah, because they killed the jungler. Proxen's down for 30 seconds. That's going to be a turn on to Baron here for Cloud9. And Cloud9, that hook, I believe that was a hook again from Bunny Fufu to start that off. We'll have to take another look at it because they can just layer the CC over and over again. Hook, Cocoon, 2k HP on it. Seraph's going to try to go in.
Attempt for the steal, not going to happen. Grace might in by Meteos, and now the battle comes through. Seraph into the pit. They've got so much damage output to give. And it's Jensen going down a trade field, though, into Impact. Lod gets one, but he is very alone right now, waiting for the cooldown. Jumps over the wall. 2 kills picked up for Envy, 2 lost for them as well. 3 members with Baron.
We're going to take another look at that. It was the Cocoon, followed by the hook. So the one that started off, followed by the ultimate from Cassiopeia. And Hakuo is trying to get out. He can't. And Seraph hits incredibly low because Hakuo is just trying to save him. And then Seraph goes, oh, wait, I should probably block that. But no. Turns around. Proxen ends up getting picked up. And Envy will once again pick up their 3rd dragon with the Ocean Drake. So it'll be a little bit helpful for them.
Yeah. We're really not playing Poke Wars, so at this point, Ocean's really one of the least impactful.
Yeah. But there we go, though. Speaking of impact, we do have the Frozen Heart started up by him.
There we go. That's a nice one. And actually, interestingly, Bunny Fufu doing an early Ruby Sightstone will give him more Face of the Mountain Shield, which is nice. Yeah. That's kind of interesting. I want to say something real quick before the next fight starts on Infernal Drake, because I know everyone loves Infernal Drake. Gives him all these stats, feels so good. Keep in mind how little attack damage or ability power Proxen, Seraph, and Akko actually have. The actual gain on that Drake only actually affects 2 people on that team in any like really significant way, right? Okay, Seraph has some AD, right? But like 6 AD in Akko means nothing, whereas Cloud Drake actually affects him. Gets in a range of things. Proxen, really not going to care about that 6 AD very much.
Yeah, I feel that same way when I get in the Kindred or something. It doesn't really help you too much.
Yeah, Kindred actually has really low AD ratio, so she's actually attack speed based. So even though conceptually everyone loves attack damage ability power, half of every team comp doesn't benefit from Infernal Drake. Whereas everyone benefits from Cloud. Why? People seem to like it more, and they're equally good. I can't go cast without talking about math and cloud drakes. It's just, that's how it works.
It's a thing now.
It's a thing. If Jet were here, he'd back me up. You're just kind of groaning and sad that I'm doing this.
I cannot wait until you and Deficio cast something together.
Oh, man.
Because
I can't wait for Worlds.
He's the perennial hater of Cloud Drake.
I hope Cloud Drake takes no changes and Deficio and I duo cast every game of Worlds. And we won't even talk about the games. It won't even matter. It'll be like the grand final, or like, you know, game 5, SKT versus CLG. It's my fantasy. Shut up. Actually, wait, that was just MSI. I was just trolling you guys.
Oh my god.
Sorry, no, the final, Fnatic versus TSM. That's better, right? We can all cheer for that one? I don't know.
0 cheers.
Yeah, no one cared. All right, I'm sorry.
Teams, right?
I'm ruining everything. I'm really apologizing here. But Cloud9 have got back into this game. The gold is tied. The Rift Hero buff ending fairly soon off of Seraph. And, well, they don't have any Drake buffs. It doesn't seem to matter as Cloud9 are playing the controlled game.
Yeah.
Look for bot lane.
Yeah, there's a couple minutes left on that, like you said, the Rift Herald. But they're trying to defend these turrets, but it's kind of those half-hearted defense.
Uh-oh,
now
Impact, though, really getting locked up. Arrow hits Seraph, but he still comes through. It's going to be a trade of top laners. No, Jensen's staying alive just barely. It's only the one kill picked up. Seraph got out with his life, and a flash Q hits Sneaky. They got a chase for that one. He's going to pick one off, though, and look at the re-engage on a Ninja. Ezreal way too far up. 2 more kills for Cloud9. Now it's Procton hooked in again by Bunny Fufu. That's 3 dead members. All that was a 4v5 that Cloud9 navigated.
And Bunny Fufu, once again, hook after hook after hook. This guy is an absolute madman on Thresh. Baron buff is gone, but Jensen and Bunny Fufu have been playing absolutely incredibly well this entire series, and so is Meteos. The pick that they have in these team fights, it becomes a hard to execute comp in the thick of everything. But they're hitting these AD carries, they're picking up these kills. Lod getting caught at the Wolves. Right here, this kill onto Ninja, absolutely huge to turn it around. Jensen overstays a little. His team could finish the turret off. He goes for it. Seraph goes to the backline. And you see right there, the hook was actually on Seraph, and he can't be disabled during his charge, so Bunny Fufu takes it all the way, hooks Ninja as he comes around the corner, and then the ultimate from Jensen to lock him up. Absolutely insane.
Wow, so Ninja going for
and
the
again.
flank play. Yeah. Bunny landing several of these hooks right now.
Yeah, I mean, we got to stop slow-moing those, or else it's going to take us 5 minutes for these replays, because they keep landing over and over again.
Bunny's got 35 cooldown reduction in his build. He's getting those hooks on a very rapid cooldown.
It looks like they might go double Frozen Heart as well.
7.8 second base cooldown, reduced by 3 if the hook lands. So sub 5 second between hooks if they hit. Several in a team fight. Great by Bunny Fufu to catch these people out. One of the main reasons that they are winning.
And he's Thunderlords as well, so you know he's going to have 45% cooldown reduction eventually.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He needs one more item to get that to happen. When he finishes Frozen Heart, that's the item for it. That's going to be insane. So 3,000 gold lead now for Cloud9. A comeback victory in the making here for these guys. As Envy hopes to make something happen, but the problem is there's so much armor coming through in this lineup now that C9 aren't really going to run out of health too easily. Little Cocoon, a little bit of poke on a Hakuho. Back they go. Easy wave clear. And Impact once again sent down to the bottom side of the map. Now plenty of armor on him. His actual stats, 254 with 2,500 HP.
And it becomes very hard to kill these guys. You're talking about the armor that they're stacking, like Impact with the Frozen Heart. But even getting in on Jensen, we saw the enormous shield that he got from both Bunny Fufu and his own Seraph's Embrace. And then he has Zhonya's on top of it, and there's the Zhonya's on Meteos. So really, the only person that you could really get on and be like, okay, they're going to die very quickly is Sneaky. That's the only person, but honestly, he's probably one of the lower damage dealers in comparison to Jensen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, is Jensen is the damage output here, and he's doing pretty famously. The Void Staff done as Cassiopeia has got to feel good. You can see that gold graph, and you saw that Envy for 10 minutes straight were unable to push that lead up anymore. Yep, they simply traded objectives against Cloud9.
Mountain Drake as well, though, coming up.
Okay, well, that's going to mean faster Barons for whichever team can pick that one up. Envy getting a second one is a significant damage buff.
Yeah, and Baron's pretty much going to come up 10 seconds afterwards. So Impact looks like he's going to try to solo the dragon, solo the Drake. He's on it already. And the rest of Cloud9 are actually going to posture towards that Baron, so Impact's going to be the one sneaking it at the moment.
He's going to get that one easily. Without taking any dragons, C9 actually kills these things very quickly.
Yep, very slow attack speed for the Mountain Drake. 1.0, I believe.
Yeah.
Or actually,
it's the tank point of all of them.
0.25.
Yeah.
So it attacks once every 4 seconds.
Yes, it does. But looks like it was enough. The quick move over by Cassiopeia, and that is now a Mountain Drake picked up by Cloud9. A nice one to have at this stage of the game. Fortunate for them as they look to move forward. Lots of completed items in the whole roster. 2 Zhonya's on their 2 mages. And Envy, once again, are in a situation where they're not good at playing from behind in this composition. At least they've got CC. Seraph can go for the big plays, but half of that team has stacked armor or has his Zhonyas.
And that's
really
another
sneaky, easy one.
Another fault of the composition. Last game, they had a comp that when they started to get behind, they really didn't have a way back in.
Yeah.
And this is another one that has almost the same problem. When you start getting behind and your opponents can actually prioritize armor.
One damage side,
and
yeah.
get a little bit on top of that. You have to think that this would happen if you got to this point in the game. I mean, Envy play long games anyway.
I don't think I've ever had a champ select where I was like, wait, did they misclick? When a champion got locked in. And I was like, oh, did Lod want to play Ezreal? It's like, no, Ninja went full AD. Like, why? And you're kind of seeing the punishment here. And look, if they got ahead, they could have snowballed past the Aurelia. And they had that early gold lead, but you saw that graph a minute ago where, yeah, they were up a good 2,000 gold. And then it stayed that way till 25 minutes in when they lost a team fight because Sunfire, Cape, and a Frozen Heart got completed.
Nope.
Arrows about to go out. Not going to land on anybody. Was a missed cooldown there for Sneaky. 3 minutes of back and forth and back and forth. Cloud9 playing the Baron bait game now, looking to clear the wards away. The bottom inhibitor is back up from before when C9 pushed it out. 2,000 gold difference. Not massive, just Envy are behind. The Drakes they have not really going to make up for that easily because they're still compositionally weaker.
But it's only a 2,000 gold advantage, but it's going to lie to you a little bit here.
Right.
One, it's Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
So that gold has not been spent on boots, which of course does have some penetration on it, but still. And then even on top of that, they just don't have to buy a mixture of resistances. It feels actually really great when you can buy just one type of resistance.
Look, now Impact gets to buy a Randwood Omen.
Yeah.
And just be unkillable. It's rough stuff, honestly. Meteos can go towards what's probably a Void Staff, I would guess. I can't imagine he wants to go Abyssal. Actually, it'll be fit anyway. I don't think it builds out of that item anymore. I forget. I think it does. I forget. No, it couldn't, because Phoenix Codex is 30 AP. Phoenix Codex in another book, I think.
A null and an amp.
Yeah. A Negatron and an Amp Tome and a Phoenix Codex.
Null into Nega into...
Yep, that's correct.
The Negatron Cloak.
Yes. Well, more ability power coming in for Jensen. Probably a death cap, we'd assume. Not making a defensive route towards, like, maybe getting a Randuin's, which would be, I mean, a little bit overly defensive, or a GA, but going for more damage, make sure you can cut through everybody really quickly. You can see Seraph having to split his defenses. Actually has no huge armor items. Like, Guardian Angel is mixed.
He's got some armor pen, too, so...
Going towards Ma, I assume. Pushing it back. Ooh, nearly lands up on a Ninja. Arrow's going to actually hit Hakuho, but he's probably the best suited for tanking those spells. And Cloud9 have been unable to execute the Baron bait. They've just been delaying for several minutes. Now that C9 can't scale up, I think it's okay to wait a bit longer for them, but still failing to execute on their advantage is not the most heartening.
Yeah, that bottom wave is going to continue to shove out towards Cloud9, so Envy have a large wave down there. Their inhibitor is back up, so they can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief here. But Impact, he might go back to splitting duty.
And he's got to be able to beat Seraph up pretty easily, who's stacked a lot more magic resist. Seraph has 152 MR. Impact does not care about almost any of that. All that gold down the drain meaning nothing. You imagine Impact would win that matchup pretty easily face-to-face.
Especially since the Rift Herald buff is now gone off of Seraph.
Yeah. That's despawned by now. Ezreal comes across the bow, spots out what's going on, but C9 have removed wards once again. Arrow is back up from cooldown, so maybe we'll see C9 go for the play once again. Looking for the opening, actually. Seraph going in on a Meteos, a bit isolated, jumps over on the Lantern. Taco goes in on an impact, can't quite fight it. Now comes
Jensen.
the assassination attempt, and Jensen feared up, flashing away, pops a bit of damage. Then the Zonias comes out, and now Seraph. Guardian Angel pop, gonna revive. Bramulti across the back line. Do they have the damage? Meteos repels into the air. Impact left alone. A kill coming through for Sneaky. Make that 2. He's keeping his team alive. A quadra kill for Sneaky. The pentakill to save the game. Huge lead for Cloud9.
And Cloud9 might take a 2-0 here. They have the power to push down this mid lane, and Sneaky completely ignored in that fight. Everybody's going after Jensen and then trying to pick up the mages desperately, and he gets ignored, and he gets a pentakill.
Plays it beautifully, kiting out all the damage, getting away with it. C9 doing the same thing with the rest of them. And this could be at least an inhibitor. The timing is tight to go for the next, but they are trying.
I think you push for it here. 9-1-6 for Sneaky. Does enough damage when these minions show up. Force it down, tank it.
Mountain Drake certainly helps. Turret number 1 is gone. Turret number 2 now in their sights. Taco alive, gets arrowed up, stunned up, can't join the fight just yet, and there it goes. Nexus down, 2-0 Cloud9 to take over Envy's place at number 3.
A decisive fight there at the end. It's a shame we didn't get to see it again immediately because that was absolutely all over the place. Jensen almost goes down, but then you see how hard it was for Envy to get through the armor of Cloud9. And Cloud9 walk away with a win for Bunny and a win for Sneaky, or win for Smoothie, and the debate continues.
Yeah.
Because they are dedicated to swapping them back and forth.
Smoothie was the better laner, but there were some game-winning hooks out there.